Hi, I'm Sarah, and I'm one of the co-founders of Homegrown. At Homegrown, we partner with consumer lenders to help you grow your revenue and increase retention, all while generating sustainability in the communities where you operate. For a bit of context on why we're so focused on homes, the average American lives in a home that's over 40 years old and not up to modern efficiency standards. What that means is that that homeowner is likely overpaying on their utility bills, particularly when it's hot and cold, sometimes to the tune of thousands of dollars a year. But it can be challenging for homeowners to understand what home improvements can actually save me on my utilities, how would I get these projects done, and of course, how do I tap into rebates and financing that help me actually get there. That's where Homegrown comes in. We partner with banks and credit unions so that you can help your customers and members through that process. We work at various parts of sort of the lending journey, but for today's purposes, we wanted to focus on a particular use case. And the use case here is a credit union that wants to be able to boost their existing loan portfolios. So let's think about a hypothetical credit union. They know they have about 15,000 members who are homeowners, and they know they already offer products that are a good fit for home improvement. Things like personal loans, HELOC and home equity, maybe even specialized programs like solar financing. So their marketing team could go out and run a very general campaign that goes out to all of those 15,000 members with information about HELOCs, for example, and hope that that resonates with some of those 15,000 members. With Homegrown, instead, what the marketing team can do is create really targeted and segmented outreaches that speak to the individual scenarios and really generate a much more personalized experience. So what Homegrown does on the back end with just a set of home addresses is we're able to look at those 15,000 homes, tell you which of the members you should be reaching out to, and with what type of messaging. You can imagine that a home that's a good fit for whole home electrification is going to need a very different level of financing and support than a home where the order is a hot water heater replacement. And so as homeowners start to hear from their credit union, a source they trust, which is very nice, they're going to have a series of other questions that go through the process as well. And Homegrown helps to supplement that as well, providing the credit union with white-labeled tools that they can launch out to their consumers that help consumers through understanding what these home improvements are, how to find contractors, and of course, how to get financing they need for their projects. All of the interactions and data that the marketing team is using, that the member is engaging with, is then also being collated and shared with your loan officers, so you can align your members with the products that make sense. Again, that whole home electrification versus a hot water heater, you can make a very proactive outreach to them. So let's dive into the Homegrown platform and see what the credit union sees. Here you can see we're starting with our organizational dashboard. And this is the credit union that's got about 15,000, 16,000 homes that they know, members with homes. You get a sense of the average energy profile and what that looks like across geographic distributions. And you can also see that Homegrown is assigning a consumer impact rating to each one of the homes in the portfolio. That's something we do based on a variety of factors. We're looking at things like your housing characteristics, likelihood of savings, access to rebates and tax credits, and putting together a view that allows the credit union to sort of have this 10,000-foot view of what's going on across their portfolio and where they may want to hone in from a member engagement perspective. But where that marketing team gets really excited is when we start to dive into the address details. And on the address details, you'll see that at a very specific address level, for example, on Grasmere Drive here, we can see which particular projects apply to this home or not, so we're not sending confusing messaging out. We can see an approximate estimation of what projects cost in that area, what the rebates are that would be available to that consumer, and how much money they may save on their annual bills as a result of these upgrades. So this is where we can start to really tailor the outreach and create with you targeted campaigns that feel really personal and are in fact very applicable to what a homeowner is feeling as they receive this. Again, the homeowner is going to have questions as they go through this process, and so we keep them in your ecosystem for this credit union. So our white label tools sit typically on your website, and the homeowner comes in and can start their own personalized home assessment and start to put together their plan. So they'll go in, again, with an address. They'll answer typically a few questions so we can supplement the information we have or fill in blanks where we need them. And what will happen here is that the model is running on the back end to develop something that has been refined based on their answers and based on what we know that's specific to that particular home. So you can see this home on Malone Street. The suggestion is there's 5 upgrades that this homeowner may want to look at to save them money. They can start to scroll through and understand what those different upgrades are. They can see things like the particular rebates that are localized to their area, the tax credits that may be available, and start to understand the project cost and make decisions. They can start to create a plan and engage with this. And again, all of this data and interactions are being stored. So you're getting those insights as the credit union on the back end, so your loan officer can have a really sort of high impact engagement when this consumer comes through. And of course, they can also go back and you can tailor the product offerings either on this page or through other channels so that we're keeping this person in the loop for you. And ultimately, this brings us all back to our dashboard, where we're helping the credit union track not just those loan campaigns and the outcomes of that, but what the impact is. So we think about the impact in terms of sort of 2 key metrics. One is the savings that the credit union is helping to facilitate for their members. And then the second is the emissions reductions that may be associated with some of those projects and the impact you're having in your communities. All of which is tracked through the system and all of which can be completely transparent and reportable for the credit union and your members. We are down in the expo hall this afternoon, so we'd love to connect with anyone who's interested in looking to grow their lending portfolio and engage with their members in meaningful ways. Thank you very much.